Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Steve. Na leo niko na mgeni wetu leo. Tuambie jina yako.
I am Solomon Muhoro, and we are hanging out with Conqueror Steve.
Conquerors,
Yeah.
So Solomon,
Yes, sir.
tuambie, where have you come from?
In terms of geographic location or in terms of my past?
In
Psychologically.
In terms of geographical location.
Geographically, that is from Central, at the border of Kirinyaga and Nyeri. So my accent is a bit of a blend of the two. Yes, but currently Nairobi, though right now I'm not in Nairobi. This is Kiambu. I think once again I'm at the border of two counties, Kiambu and Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So background yako ya maybe birth hiyo ya kulelewa.
That would be a whole book with so many chapters. I've been brought up in so many places. My early childhood was at your place at the border of Kirinyaga and Nyeri. Then for an year I was in Sagana. Sagana is now in Kirinyaga. Then after that I moved to Nairobi. That's for class 4, 5, 6 and 7. Then for class 8 I went back to Nyeri Kirinyaga border. For form 1 to form 4 I was in Kirinyaga, a place called Kagumo. Unajua Kagumo?
Kagumo ya Nyeri.
Ya Kirinyaga.
I don't know.
Kuna Kagumo. So,
but I know those vehicles that go there.
Okay, that's where I studied for my high school.
Okay.
And then campus brought me back to Nairobi, though still at the border of Nairobi and Kajiado, that is in Rongai.
You have been used to be saying around the border lines.
Along the border lines. I hope it doesn't have any spiritual meaning. Yeah, so that would be it.
Okay. Now you can tell us your summary history of your schooling life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well. With all those movements that I've just highlighted, it means I've been changing schools quite a lot.
Yeah. And
with the changes has come with a lot of drama as well. I started off as not a sharp student, I'd say. Academic was always a challenge for me in the early childhood. I think I repeated class 2, and I repeated because it wasn't working. When I repeated, was it number 33 in my class? Out of 34. No. Here's the actually more details about that is the fact that number 34 only sat for half of the exams. So technically I was number last. And this was not just a one-off thing. Like even the previous term I was still nauko manamba za mwisho. So it was a hot. Like ni kitu nilikuwa nimezoea kwa nauko number last, scoring zeros in some subjects. So I repeated class 2, and I think that's where my academics really changed. Now having repeated class 2, I think I picked up the pace, because after I repeated I became number 4. And since then I've never been above number 10 all through my primary school life. So yeah, I like highlighting that because it was a changing moment, a moment of change for me academically.
Yeah. And
so I went on class 8. I finished number 1 in my school.
Wow.
Yay. Though someone told me it doesn't matter what you finish, the number in your school, because unaweza kuwa number 1 amongst shule tu haiperform. Unaweza kuwa number 1 na uko na 200 marks. So the weight is not in the number, but for me I celebrate that I was number 1.
Being number 1 is a very big achievement in whatever thing you are doing.
yeah, it means that you persisted beyond beyond more than the people around you. So after that I went to Kamuiru Boys, that is in Kirinyaga. Hiyo place nilikuwa nakwambia Kagumo. Yeah, Kamuiru Boys. I think having come from a school where I was number 1, I was already psyched. I was like, mimi ni yule msee yani mimi nakuanga chopi. So that was the kind of mindset I had, which is both good and bad, because that superiority complex made me not work so hard in school, because I knew
after all,
mimi niko sawa. So the exams are no, not KCSE, Form 1 sasa, Term 1 zikakuja. I remember our class teacher, he was called Mr. Mbogo. He came to class and said, now guys, I know this is your first exams. Let me read for you the results, starting from number alianza na number 1. So his intention was to read number 1 to 10, and then asome. It was a big class. I think we were about 50 students, and then asome number 40 to number 50, and then all the rest are at the center. Nyi mtafind out kwa notice board sasa. Mama mtafind out once all the results are out. So I knew I will be among the first group. Nikangoja number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, siko number 5 until number 10. And then I was like, what exactly happened? There must be a mistake here. But I don't think there was a mistake. Because
that was it was.
It is what it was, yes. So after the results were out, that's when I realized I was number 19. That was new to me. I was like, how did this happen? So kumbe, you know me, ile theory nilikuwa nakwambia, you may be number 1 in a poorly performing school already, so it doesn't carry a lot of weight. So number 1 from that school meets another number 1 from another school and another school, and then you meet the academic heavyweights there. Hey man, I was thrown off balance, and that's when I realized, okay, it's a totally different thing now. I need to wake up and study.
Sure.
Which I did. In between, academic was hard for me in high school. I remember at Form 3, I was like, hii kitu imekuwa ngumu sana, I wish there was an alternative. Like, if quitting was an option, I'd go for it. And I was saying that because of majoring 3 subjects. There was English, no, not English, rather. There was mathematics, physics, and chemistry. Those were my worst performing subjects. In mathematics, I remember there were times I would get an E, mathematics and chemistry.
Yeah,
so
those
are the subjects that made my life in high school so tough. I remember hata nikimaliza Form 4, kuna assignments mingi sana za hesabu sikuwaimaliza. Definitely. After the exam, I don't go back to the books. So, but at Form 3 was another moment of make or break moment for me academically, because it was either now I totally give up and give in to masomo imekuwa ngumu sana, or wake up and work it out and at least get a good grade. I'm glad I chose the latter. So I worked really hard. I mean, moving from an E in mathematics to a B+ in KCSE, that was a lot of work for me, and I'm glad I managed. So I finished KCSE in Kamuiru. Once again, I was number 1.
Wow. So number 1, KCPE, number 1, KCSE. So you're waiting for the number 1 in the next level.
You'd think so. Wow. So I got called to join Multimedia University. I had selected Bachelor of Commerce. So I think once again, ile mindset, I packed it and carried it with me to campus. Mimi ni chopi. I'll show you how this thing is done. But I think I actually worked hard in campus, only though for the first year. I gave first year my best. I work best when I'm not socially active. So in the first year, I had not gotten to know a lot of people. So I didn't have much of friends or a social life. All I had was books. So first year, I scored good A's, a lot of A's. But now second year, I had already gotten some friends. So, and then here, you know, as I was telling you, in Form 3, I wished quitting was an option. Now here, even going to class is an option. How lucky. So there were classes I just dropped. Like, yeah, kwa transcript itaappear, lakini physical attendance, ni ile tu you just go to attend just to be seen, but you don't really pay attention. And some classes you don't have to attend, so long as you may attend there.
Now your friend to sign for you.
Yeah, you tell your friends to sign for you. So there basically there's some units in campus in my second year that I did not enjoy that much, and also in third year and fourth year. So I didn't put much effort in them. But on a general scale, I did not put much effort in campus as I used to in primary and in high school, because you know, in campus there isn't that much pressure. There is no ranking at you ndiye number 1, you ndiye number 2 or something like that. So that pressure and which comes with a bit of motivation was not there. So I think my performance there reflected more of me minus the pressure, me plus how much motivated and driven I am. So under BCom I settled for human resource management. So I graduated with bachelor's of commerce, HR option.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So since then, have you ever looked for a job or applied for a job somewhere?
Yeah, after that I did my internship in the university, that is in Multimedia University. I got attached in the HR office. Then after that was mandatory internship though, so I had to do it to fulfill the course requirement. Then after graduation, I got another internship at one of the big telecommunication companies, where I worked there for how long? I think for 6 months. The idea was I would be interning for 3 months and be absorbed into the workforce. So there was how would I say it? There was a manager there who I hoped through him I would get absorbed. So when the first bit of my internship lapsed, he was like, things are not yet working out well. Let's extend your internship, and then after that,
see what happens.
Yes. So I extended my internship with the hope of getting absorbed into the workforce. At the end of that, there was a big retrenchment, and unfortunately, the manager who I was looking up to was served by the retrenchment. So I was left stranded, knowing that now even hapa sioni nikikaa basi. So actually, after my internship, I just exited.
Just like that.
Yeah. So after that, in campus I had gotten an interest in graphic design. So I had a little idea of graphic design. So I would practice a little and stuff like that. And so after the internship, I was like, I don't think office work is the thing for me. It had already started getting boring, you know, waking up every morning, going to the office to do the same thing every day, like every week, every month. I was like, this is getting too much. Like, I was feeling a lot of like inward, I was unfulfilled with my career, with my job, and I could not imagine having to do that for the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Definitely there would be some change, but so long as it's office work, if I like venye niliangalia, if I was to continue doing what I'm doing for the next 30 years, man, that's not the life I want for me. So even when the job did not materialize, I was not that much disappointed. So I decided to explore entrepreneurship. But still after that, I got another job. Though now this job I was not so much interested. I got referred to by a family friend. It was still a human resource job. I was doing it was a recruitment firm. So I was doing stuff like shortlisting of candidates, advertising jobs, doing first round of interviews.
Kama hii ya Britamande ama?
We would post jobs in such places like Britamande. So how you do is approach firms as a recruitment firm. So you take up the recruitment work and do it for them, from basically hiring and where necessary training.
Okay.
So for me, I was focused on the recruitment aspect. Yeah. So once again, I only applied. I did not really actually apply for the job. I got referred to by a family friend,
and
so I automatically got the job. But I was not so excited or so committed to it. I worked at the job for 1 year, and then I realized the same mindset I had in the previous job is the same thing I'm experiencing here, doing the same thing every day, working behind a computer and all that. That was just not my dream job. So I resigned and decided just to go back and give self-employment or entrepreneurship a try. Yeah, that was the end of my employment, and I am hoping never to go back to employment. Yeah, in entrepreneurship is I got in with the mindset of make it or make it. Like, I do not ever imagine ever having to send my CV again to look for a job or something like that. No. Yeah.
So now you are doing what?
So currently, for the last 3-4 years, I think it's 3-4 years, I've been doing graphic design, freelancing as a graphic designer. And also by extension, I do customized gift items. Anything to do with branding. So when you think of stuff like roll up banners for your business cards, any sort of banners, books like receipt books and stuff like that. So majority of my clients have been schools and individuals and some companies here and there. Yeah.
Okay. Apart from getting employed and then the branding job, what else have you done for hustling or get something?
I don't think I've done anything outside of that is worth noting. Yeah.
Now, what would you advise for those people who are leaving the school leavers, either from 4 or even the college or the university?
Well,
regarding the employment issues and job seeking issue,
things are changing at a rapid pace, especially in the employment industry. Like some of the courses you're studying for today may not have job offers by the time you step out of campus. And the market for employment is really shrinking because of technology, overpopulation. Like every year, thousands and thousands of graduates step out of campuses to look for a job. So you find people having tarmacked for many years without getting a formal job. So I may discourage you by saying that, but that's just the reality on the ground. That's the reality on the ground. But it doesn't mean that hakuna kazi. There's a lot of jobs. I know even me, if today I decided to look for employment, I don't think I would last a year without getting one. Because there are also skills of job hunting that most of us are not educated on or are not informed on, such that you approach job hunting by just sending CVs. I think there is a better way, but what I'm trying to say is the job markets are shrinking and things are changing. So I'd advise people to have an open mind. It's very likely that what you're studying for is not what you'll do after campus or after school. And so you need to have some open-mindedness to explore the options that could be related to what you're already studying. And if possible, think in terms of how you can create your own employment. If you apply for jobs and nothing comes through, think of ways that you can create your own employment. And it doesn't have to be outside the field that you're studying. You see, today with technology, as much as it's taking away some of our work, it's also creating new opportunities. For instance, if you are, say you are studying as a chef, you may not get a job in these big hotels, but you can start making your own cakes at home and start doing birthday cakes for people. Yeah, starting with your friends, advertise yourself on Facebook, and you'll get clients. If you're doing something to do with journalism is also one of those industries that the internet is transforming. Like, there's so much opportunity for you. You could open a YouTube channel, do your own news, do your own interviews like the ones we are doing. So when you approach the whole thing with an open mind, you realize that despite the fact that the jobs are not as available as it used to be, opportunities are so much more. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what would you ask the government to help the youth on the employment issue?
Well,
what comes in your mind when you think of the government assisting the youth?
What comes to my mind is I'm not in a place to advise the government. There is so much advice to the government out there. So if they want advice already, koko nje. So I'd go with the words of who is this guy who said that ask not what America can do for you, rather ask what you can do for America. So ask not what the government of Kenya can do for you. I think the basic and the critical role of the government is to create a good environment where anyone can get their dreams actualized. And I think in Kenya, the government has already created that. We have good infrastructure. We have peace. Our say banking and financial systems are working well. Anything beyond that, I think, would be already asking too much from the government. Yeah. So I think for anyone who is committed and driven, there is enough that the government has done for you to make it here in Kenya. If the government was to do absolutely nothing apart from what it has already done, you have what it takes to make it. And people are making it with the current state of the economy and all that. So, one of the things we do as the youth is to look around and blame the government, blame the economy, blame the education system, while we should be looking back to ourselves and ask ourselves, with what we have, with the reality on the ground, what can we do with it? So I will not advise the government. I will stick to what I can control, and that is you and me, in terms of our mindset and taking advantage of the resources that we already have.
Okay. Yeah. Now I would like to ask you, now are you happy with the hustle that you are doing for the branding?
Well, not totally settled in it. Yeah, as you can already tell, I get bored fast with things. So I'm already bored with them in terms of me being engaged. So in terms of it as a business, definitely I'm super happy about it. I still intend to take it further, but now what I'm already worked up with is because every day doing kind of the same designs of the same thing and stuff like that. I'm like, no, I now need to delegate this to someone else so that I can free my mind to
something else,
to explore other options. Because as a business, branding has a lot of potential. If you're considering looking at it as a business, really it's the right way to go. So for me, I'm happy with it as a business.
Okay.
But as a graphic designer, I think I have many more ideas I need to explore. So I've continued with it as a business, but by delegating some of the work to other people so that I can explore other options.
Okay. Now, advertise yourself now. Where are you? What do you? Where are you located? How do people find you? Yeah.
So if you want to see some of my work, you can check out my page on Facebook. That is Timeline Media. Timeline Media. If you search for Timeline Media, the one in Kenya, you'll find all my work there. Also, you can find me on Google. If you look for something like Branded Mags Nairobi on Google, the first result will be mine. Yeah. If you Google Branded Wall Clocks Nairobi, the first result will be mine. If you Google Roll Up Banners Nairobi or Kenya, you'll find some of my work there as well. So yeah, that would give you an idea of what I do. And if you're interested in some of those things, you'll find my work there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So thank you. That's all for today. Thank you very much, our guest. We really feel appreciated so much for accepting to be our guest today. Yeah. And do you have a YouTube channel?
You're asking questions you already have answers to.
Yes, for myself I have the answers, but I want the viewers to have.
You're trying to, we had already talked about the YouTube thing, and he's telling me that I saw you have a YouTube channel, but you're wasting it. You need to do something about it. So
yes, you need to do something about it.
So the answer is yes, I have a YouTube channel, but it's a work in progress because Sinimesema that I need to free my mind to consider other aspects.
Yeah.
So that is the next chapter of my life that is unfolding on YouTube. So I don't know, this could be another talk all by its own, because I'm intending to enter into public speaking, conference speaking, motivation speaking, and book writing. So currently I'm working on those projects. You can check some of it at muhoromwangi.com. That's www.muhoromwangi.com. You can check out my YouTube channel. It's Muhoro Mwangi on YouTube. So currently those are the projects I'm working on part-time, and I'm hoping to get to work on them full-time so that I can finish some of the books I'm working on. Yes, so that's why I'm saying it would be another different story.
Okay, we shall invite you for another day when you have now the potential.
I already have the potential. I have the potential. So
when you be ready to launch or say something like you made half of the journey.
Yeah, I think after I've done my first book, I will let you know so that you can host me again.
Yeah.
Or let's talk of somewhere next year, early next year.
Early next year.
Yeah.
Okay, we shall be waiting for that time so that we can host you again and give us more information about it.
Yes.
Guys, that was it. Ilikuwa poa, and remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel for more videos, and if you need to get notification of what you are doing, kadri kuna bell iko hapa. After me subscribe hapo mbele kuna bell. Subscribe and put notifications on so that when you upload a video, you will be the first one to be notified that there is a new video that we have uploaded. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.
Yeah, thank you so much for hosting me. Yes, guys, keep subscribing to this great channel, and thank you for the good work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.